All right, step number one is to make sure you unplug your saw. Don't just turn it off from a power strip. Make sure it's actually unplugged and the plug is loose. Safety first. Next, get your tool, if you have it, from your DeWalt miter saw. It's back here behind the saw is the storage place. This is a Torx 30, T30 Torx bit, and then the hex end for the nut on the saw blade. So, next step, you got to find the screws. There's one here, and then the saw blade one. So you got to mess around with this saw guard to be able to fit the Torx wrench into this back screw. Just real easy. Give it a couple turns. It doesn't have to come out all the way. Lift up the guard to access the next screw. This one's going to be a little bit trickier, but I'll show you how you got to do it. Unscrew it, and you keep going until this saw blade guard stops on the screw head as such. Then you should be able to move this up, and the saw blade guard resting on the screw, and that gives you access to the nut for the saw blade. So to get the saw blade off, you push in this button back here on the right. It stops the blade, stops it from turning once you turn. Now, to loosen it, you got to go to the right, clockwise. Now normally it's righty-tighty, but on these saw blades, it's righty-loosey. So turn it. Unscrew it. Told you how easy it is. Screw comes out. I don't know what this thing is called, arbanet or whatever. That comes out. Then you have access to the saw blade, and that just slides straight down. That's it. Now these saw blades, you got to watch the teeth when you put them back on. They point down and away from you as you put it on, so the blade's going to spin clockwise. So these teeth need to be pointing backwards. So it just slips up here. The way you took it off might have a little bit of finagling to do to get it on, but it usually goes on pretty good. Put the guard on. Now remember, to tighten it up, it's got to go to the left. It's opposite of what you normally would do because the blade's spinning clockwise. Tighten that up. Once it gets tight, push in that button on the right side to lock it, the blade, and then you're able to tighten it up. Now, you can come back here, slide this back down over the nut, or screw, tighten it up. And then tighten this back one up. Don't tighten this one up all the way yet. This back one gets tightened fairly snug. And then here you can see there's a space right here. So what I normally do is you pull this down, but once you do that, you start tightening it all the way and it kind of slips up on you. So I put the screwdriver in to kind of keep it in place. And that way, I can tighten it and it stays in place. Go back, make sure that one's tight. There you go. All done. All right, pretty easy, huh? Well, get it done and get back to work. Catch you on the next video.